Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Politically Correct Ghana lesson 356. And today, the 30th of March 2026. The title for today's discussion is Ashanti Kingdom, the notorious supplier of slaves. Ashanti Kingdom, the notorious supplier of slaves. Last week, we talked about Osei Tutu the first, who was the first Ashanti king. And all he did was engaging in kidnapping and selling the captives as slaves for transatlantic slave trade. All right. Then today we're going to look at the second Ashanti king, whose name is Opoku Ware the first. His title was Opoku Ware the first. His private name is Oketechie. What it means, I don't know, but they added Oketechie to the name. I mean, that's his original name. Okay. So then history has an interesting way of recording events. History has recorded him properly, but analysis was praising him, which is quite strange because he expanded the Ashanti Kingdom. What he intended to do, his real thought was to what? Annex other kingdoms, kidnap a lot of people and sell them as slaves. Look for the slave port or seaside, have control over that seaside, and then sell them, pay nothing, but gain it all in terms of the resources. That was all his plan. So he started from the north, where he could get a lot of slaves. So he fought with the Gonjas, fought with the Dagbons, where the Kambona entered the detente with him. But then they still took slaves away from there. They just pounced on them. Then went to Bono, pounced on the people of Bono, took them as slaves, took their chief to Kumasi, and then sold a lot of them as slaves. Went to take Hafo also. From there, he tried Volta region. He went to meet the Krepi people. The Krepi people are made up of Peki, Pando, and Hohoi. They are the Krepi people. He tried them. He even kidnapped some of them and even kidnapped a white missionary in addition. And the missionary took a picture of one of the Ashanti warriors. You could see on history. Go online and check all that fact. And so then he went to fight the guns thereafter. He went to fight the guns and the gun dangbis. He fought the guns and all he wanted was access to the port, and he did get the seaside access. But the Gun chief at the time, the Guns are not acephalous people. They are in groups, but they have their respective chiefs. So he entered a kind of detente with one of the chiefs to access the port, but the chief will pay no tribute to him. All right. So then that was agreed. But his final stop, one of his final stops was when he met the Dangwes at the Dodowa Forest War. And they defeated the Ashantis, and then they packed and left home for home. But they sold a lot of slaves. That is their major trading lines: slave, kidnapping people and selling them as slaves, which is so bad. I won't say despicable today, but it's unscrupulous. Opoku Ware was just unscrupulous with his Ashanti warriors. They were not Ashanti warriors; they were Ashanti bandits. They were Ashanti stealers. They were Ashanti terrorists. They only pounce on people and visit them with terror. They were terrorists. They were bandits. And so let's not praise them. The encyclopedia and code that are praising him for expanding his empire is not correct. You cannot expand empire by taking your fellow humans into slavery. That's not right. So then, whilst he was doing this, others had then decided already that they were against slavery. So we look at some of the people, one of those people, the group of people, and we call them the Chamba people of Cameroon and Nigeria. As for them, Chamba people, Cameroon and Nigeria, anytime they see the caravan of slaves, they attack it and then free the slaves, such that they don't get to the port. They become freemen. They go back to their private lives as freemen. They attack those caravans. So that the Chamba people must be praised, identified by Africans and praised and awarded. We have to thank them. Whilst Opoku Ware the first, that name, Osei Tutu the first, those names should never be awarded. Any award or any recognition to Menshia must be taken off. Those who think that Menshia Palace is a place where you can elevate, you are elevating a slave supplier, a kidnapper. You are elevating the house of kidnapping, the powerhouse of terror. That's what you're elevating. If that's what you want, go ahead. But one person, again, that we have to praise today. Last week we mentioned Tuzad Lovotier, and then Kwabna, Otoban, Kugwano. Kugwano is from Ejumako in Central Region. Today we're going to mention the Nigerian. His name is Olaudah Equiano. Equiano in 1745 to 1790, that was after Osei Tutu, he wrote a book, his memoir, how he was kidnapped at age 13. Meanwhile, he was popularly known as Gustavus Vassa. He was taken from Igbo land into slavery and later freed, and he became a friend or an associate of the Prince of Wales. And so they discussed so many things. And his writings is the one that got the abolition of slavery in UK. So Equiano, or Gustavo Vassa must be what? Respected, awarded. Nigerians, please, Africans, award this man. Though posthumously, award him. And stop using that name, Opoku Ware. Pull down any fame that you have attached to the name Opoku Ware the first, Opoku Ware the first, and then what? Osei Tutu the first. Those are infamous, those are unscrupulous people, and they are unscrupulous empire. The name is Kwame Afaglo. Thank you.